Damn, that was loud.
I'm sorry.
And with that, welcome back, guys.
Welcome.
So technically, this is going to be a new segment that we're going to be introducing into our weekly schedule. And we're calling it Pre-Tuesday Comfort. I think Monday's a bad word, so I don't say it. You know? I don't like to bring it up.
You don't want to remind someone about Monday on Monday.
Yeah, you don't want... Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, usually on Mondays, like we did our last episode, which after rewatching it, editing it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the process. We like to watch animal videos and kind of any cute thing to kind of cleanse ourselves and get ready for the week. So that's just what we're going to do on Pre-Tuesday Comfort. Gonna watch some videos, gonna react to some things. And actually, if you're interested, at the end of this episode, we're actually gonna be showing kind of what we were up to on our break.
Yes.
But yeah, let's see. I got a video for you.
I will be right back. I'll be right back. Move your nose.
Her laugh. Why is
I'll be right back.
why does she have me laughing like her now?
I'll be right back.
Look at
Move your nose.
Got on. Like, he's just so funny. Like, he's just like, no, don't leave me.
that. Why?
I love that dog. He's so grumpy, too.
Sorry for anyone whose ears were kind of blown out right there.
Yeah. It's adorable.
Yeah.
I love big dogs.
So her laugh just stuck with me. That's one of the reasons I was like, I gotta show stuff this. This is too good to be true. This is one I had been planning on showing you last week, but it missed the cut, so I just threw it in here today.
Okay.
Just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's called garbage can, not garbage cannot.
It's so true.
Yes. I
Just
love
because you're
that.
trash.
All our trash cans out there.
Unite.
Unite.
Welcome, trash can. I am trash too. We're trashy together.
Okay.
Like, we...
If you see my eating habits, you'll think I'm trashy as fuck. For sure.
He's not... You do self-indulge when you're, like, feeling down.
I do.
Well, you're working on it. You're doing way better now.
It's funny you mention it like that because that's exactly what I do. And it took me, like, people often kind of say, like, oh, I'm a comfort eater. Like, and I feel like most people in some way or another are, but it's crazy once you're kind of trying to be aware of it. Like, when you feel like you're in a bad mood, you literally run to food. And I'm trying not to do that because I don't want to have any kind of like long-term health effects in the future. So yeah, it's good to be aware of it, you know?
You and I are the opposite there.
Why?
When I'm angry and upset or like overwhelmed, I don't want to eat. I
I
don't want to be anywhere near anything that has me move my mouth.
I'm so
Yeah.
angry and upset that I want to just like die eating food. I'm like, out of spite, I'll kill myself eating this shitty food.
I want to do that without the food.
You're like, I want to starve myself.
Yeah. Like, it's just
Out
more
of
like,
spite.
it's more like, I'm like, fuck my body. I want to destroy everything else now. I'm like, I'll fight everyone. I don't care right now. I'm upset. And like, I cry too when I'm angry. So it's just so pathetic that
Aw.
like, when I'm like really, really angry, when I'm without the antidepressants, I've noticed a difference that I'm a lot less.
I'm glad, as much of a dick as I can be, which some people would not imagine that to be true. As much of a dick as I can be, I feel like I've been really nice in our relationship, at least.
You've been better.
I've been better.
You've been good.
Been
You've
improving.
been really kind.
I try. I'm not the best. But anyways.
You put in the effort.
All right. This guy puts in the effort too. I love this guy. Hopefully the the music's not too loud. It says someone quite did make the jump.
Where are you? We have some work to do now.
I didn't catch it. That little when they go back to him, he's like, 1 minute he's there. Look at him. He's like a little dolphin washed up on a rock.
And she's like, why this motherfucker stop?
It literally looks like a fish with a fin coming out over here on the side.
Aw, poor Popo.
That's hilarious. So
That's funny.
I've never seen a dog quite do that before. You gotta keep these clips coming.
And up next is
Technical glitches. My favorite.
it's a pancake to
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Pinche perro. Mira, qué bonito el gato. Lo trata bien. Smelling it. He's enjoying it. He's like, what is this? Oh. His dog just eats it in one bite.
The fucking paper too.
So, yeah. Fucking dogs. They will never be happy.
He's like, give it all to me. Little fat ass.
There's this one. This one's pretty cute. If I do say so myself.
Hands up today. Go out, look for a job. The word today is job. J-O-B.
That reminds me of me when my parents would like nag at me to go like to do stuff when I would be like out of a job and I was just relaxing. I'm like, you think I want to sit here and be out of a job?
You think I want to be broke and be yelled at by my parents?
I'm like, I'd rather disappear under the bed without you noticing me so that you don't come for me.
Did you ever hide from your parents?
As a little kid and as an adult, I would avoid them to an extent just because I didn't want to like incite a certain conversation that I felt like I knew what was coming or like dissimilar in a way where they're kind of like they don't pay attention to you unless they see you. So we would hide in our rooms a lot because it'd be like if I go out there and they're in the living room by the kitchen,
they're gonna talk to me.
They're gonna ask me what I'm doing, even though they can see me walking to the kitchen and opening the fridge.
I do notice that at your parents' house. Like
they're like,
if your mom sees you in the kitchen for any reason, if she's sitting down in the living room, she's like, Stephanie, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Yeah, she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing in my kitchen? And it's not even that she's like defensive about the kitchen. It's more like she's like, do I not have what you need in my house?
Yeah, I almost feel like she's like, oh, like, let me show you how it's done. Like, can I one-up you real quick?
Yes. Or she'll be like trying to resolve what I was trying to go for with something else, with an alternative. And then sometimes for me, it's like there is no alternative. If there isn't like chocolate ice cream that I want, and if there's like vanilla ice cream, and I'm only craving chocolate, I'm only gonna want the chocolate. But if there isn't chocolate, I'm fine without ice cream in general. But she'll be like, "But there's vanilla ice cream." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." You know, like I'll just say thank you for the suggestion. You know, no big deal. Then she's like, "So you're not gonna eat vanilla ice cream?" I'm like, and like I just get honest. There's been times where I've just served myself the thing,
even if you don't want it.
Even if I don't want it.
I think in their head they're like, you should be grateful to just have ice cream. We were not lucky to have anything like this when we were kids. In a freezer, we have a freezer. Like, yeah. So I think that's kind of she means well.
She means
she wants you to like enjoy yourself and enjoy the ice cream, but you're like, I want a chocolate ice cream.
She means well, but she's a director.
She is. She likes to delegate, but sometimes she doesn't give me clear instructions. Like one time she's like, Luis, va a hacer esto. And then she didn't really explain it, and I was just waiting, but she was busy, so I couldn't really get her to explain it again at a party. And then later she's like, why haven't you done it? I'm like, I didn't understand what you wanted me to do. I'm sorry. I was just waiting for this to happen. I was waiting for you to tell me that I did it wrong. But I love your mom.
No, I love my mom too. It's just that like sometimes she doesn't understand that. I mean, she raised basically like a majority of her siblings, or most of her siblings, from like the age of 7. She was 7 and they were all like little babies and kids, and she was the oldest sister, and so she had to take care of her parents in a sense, like their relationship. my grandparents' relationship and her relationship to the kids, and making sure that they were all right, and delegating tasks to each and every sibling.
Make sure everything gets done that needs to get done.
Make sure everything gets done. Everything needs to get done. Make sure that she bathes, or like she cleans her siblings, or like make sure that there's enough laundry. That they're doing something too. So she was already like a manager, director, supervisor before she even reached
She
the
was
age
conducting
of 10.
the family orchestra before. Oh,
So-
wow.
So she comes off as really bossy, and it's not her fault. It's just that that's just how she's always gone about life. And she's made it this far. So in her head, she's like, I'm good. I have no issues.
Yeah, that's I've always tried to take it easy around your mom, because I have such an explosive personality that thankfully they really haven't gotten to see. Like, your family really hasn't gotten to see me be like in a bad mood, or maybe in a bad mood, but like kind of use my tone inappropriately and kind of just like say things that I don't really mean. But it's mostly because I know that your mom means well for like most of the stuff. Like, so it's kind of, I try to not let it get to me, but it's probably worse when you've dealt with it your whole life.
Well, I've dealt with it my whole life. So it's not.
You said the same thing, and I understood exactly what you meant.
there's a different meaning when I said it a different.
You said it
way.
differently.
Like,
yeah,
well,
the energy you gave it made sense.
My whole life. Sorry, I hit the microphone there.
It's
I'm gonna laugh later when you see the clip.
Probably. I'm laughing now.
But I was gonna say is that I love my mom, and the thing is that now that she's no longer really directing us the way she used to as little kids, and she's no longer raising kids, I feel like she doesn't know what to do other than like doing it to whoever's near her.
Yeah, I get the sense. Yeah, that's funny.
And I love her for it, because now when I actually like try to talk to her, and I'm making more efforts to try to be more chatty with her, but it's exhausting and kind of like a testing ground, kind of like walking through a minefield without being able to see the mines.
Yeah.
Or the bombs.
I hope we didn't trigger anyone that actually had to do that.
Sorry.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
You were just relating it. I'm just being funny.
But yeah, it's kind of like that. But it's not that I don't want to be around my mom. It's just that like the way that she talks to me is kind of odd for me to feel like there's a connection when there wasn't like that much of a connection when I was younger.
Okay.
And then so now that we're older and I'm trying to rebuild that connection, and the other day when I talked to her about, you know, she was like, we had a phone call, and she had been mad that I hadn't like messaged her back through a text that asked me how I was. And I didn't reply all day because I was just like so thrown off by everything else, and I just didn't really want to I kept forgetting to reply. And with my ADHD and with busy everything else that was actually physically in front of me, I was overwhelmed. And then like when she called me in the evening after I'd barely gotten off of work, she's like, ¿Cómo estás? Like, how are you? Like mad, mad tone. And I'm just like, I'm good. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. She's like, yeah, sure, you're sorry.
Oh.
And I'm just kind of like, okay, sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sorry. I have to like.
Maybe she doesn't even realize that.
Yeah.
She's giving off that tone, but that's what she's feeling in a way.
Mm-hmm. And so she's not used to like controlling her tone, because her controlling her tone is her feeling like she's not expressing herself enough.
Yeah.
And it's always been her level of tone that got her through most of life. So when you and her met, when I first, it weirded me out because you have a defiant personality and she has one too. And she is used to being bossy, and you're used to just being like, let me teach people something. But when you're bossed around, you're like, no. They're like, fuck off.
Well, when I feel like I know when I feel like I know better, for lack of a better word.
Or you don't need to know more,
Yeah,
or you don't
in a
need
way.
that additional information.
Yeah, but that can also be kind of like a bad quality, because there's times where I just simply don't want to hear it because I think I know it all, but then in reality, I never really know it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if she's commenting on something that maybe I could learn more about, but I just feel like my toxic masculinity sometimes gets in the way. Like sometimes the guy in me is just like, I don't fucking need to be told more of this shit. Like, I know what I'm doing. But in reality, like, I should like kind of let that go.
Yeah,
You know?
I see that. And the thing is that, you know, and we go back to the concept of family dynamics. It's like you're used to your mom not being bossy to you. You're used to her giving up after she tried bossing you around. My mom never gives up. She will have a standoff, even with a wrapped up leg after surgery. She will have a standoff with you, regardless. And for me, it's like I have that standoff, but like with my patience with someone who's not doing the thing correctly or logically. Whereas my mom, she just like, I just need you to do the thing I need you to do because I need it to be done because I won't be able to sleep if it's not done. So do it.
It's almost like she needs, yeah, she's very direct because she knows that it's going to be like peace of mind taken from her in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of times when I was a little kid, she would be like, she's like, if I tell you to do something, do it right away so that you don't forget and don't get mad at you later. I learned that really quick as a kid. So when I would see her yelling at my siblings or yelling at my brother to do his chores or whatever, I would be like, brother, you should have just done it. He's like, I don't want to. I'm like, it's not that you don't want to. It's that you gotta. We all live in this house, you know. And I was repeating the same speech she was telling me as a little kid when I was like, I don't want to do it. You know, she's like, we all live in this house, so we all have to contribute because we're not filthy animals. And at the end of the day, when you move out and have your own family and your own children or even your own house by yourself, someone's still going to have to clean it.
Yeah. Well, I think that relates to me a lot too, just because I grew up basically seeing like the women in my life doing a lot of the cleaning, a lot of the housework, a lot of the cooking. My dad would cook and clean. He was a very clean person. He didn't like just live in a pigsty, but like if the dishes were going to be washed, it'd be one of my sisters. And I always kind of like talked about how that wasn't fair, or at least I felt like it wasn't fair. Maybe I didn't talk about it so much. But still, like, I never did anything to, like, I never offered to wash the dishes. And I never really like took myself out of my comfort zone to make them feel more comfortable. And I feel like now that I'm older, I have all this anxiety having to do with cleaning. It's almost like a guilt that I have. And I'm starting to realize like, okay, well, like, yeah, I can clean, but it's fine. I don't have to feel shitty about not doing it, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors there though, like in general. I had more dog videos. However, I feel like we should wait off. Keep them for next week. And I want to show, because I don't want to get these episodes to be too long. I want people to like really enjoy them if they like listening to us talk and like watching us and they're interested in what we do. So I brought up a couple pictures that we were taking like during our break. I did it chronologically. So the first couple shots were just us chilling and just around our home and maybe like some places that we saw, pictures that we took. I thought this was a cool picture. There's also like this bench here.
Oh, I like that bench.
Yeah, it's a cool bench. For some people that follow us on Instagram on Comfort is a Coffin, you might see some of these pictures coming up in the next few weeks and months.
Probably with a black and white filter.
Probably with a black and white filter. Most of the pictures on there are black and white. I really like this one.
I love that color.
So this was at the, what's it called? The
Living Desert?
Living Desert, yeah. But it was what was it called? The event that they were having there.
Oh, they were having Night at the Living Desert. Or something lights at the Living Desert. I should have it.
What? But yeah, it's like lights. They have basically a bunch of different animals that are like not what's like not I don't know what they're made out of, but essentially they're just like lit up with lights. We just went with a few friends and we took a couple pictures. There's actual animals too. Like that's an actual rhino.
Glow in the Park.
Glow in the Park. At Living Desert in Palm Desert?
Palm Desert, yeah.
Palm Desert.
By Palm Desert. They made the little display animals like he was showing about like
there's more coming up too.
They're more like cloth figurines.
Yeah, they're like
they were really
metal
pretty.
They're made out of metal with like cloth around them and they have colored lights.
Yeah, and then they had lights inside them that would make them glow and help them glow.
This was there too. I like some of these shots. That one's really cool. That's actually at the hyena exhibit. I believe, unless it was a wolf exhibit, but it was one of those 4-legged beasts.
I love that.
Yeah, they
I
have
love the
some
green.
like even that cactus obviously isn't real. They has like the lights with the cloth in the middle. I think there's a couple pictures of yeah.
That's me.
I like that picture.
When I forced you to take pictures.
You did force me. She's forcing me to do this podcast right now, guys. That's a joke, but yeah. So you can kind of see there's a lot of cool. That's a cool picture. I like that. The background's really sick.
No.
There we are.
Yeah, all sweaty.
Probably all sweaty. Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, the zebras,
The
the
Lion
lions.
King.
That's such a cool shot. Your dress matched the vibe.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
I love
The dragon.
Oh,
There was a lot of like there was all sorts of different like displays, right?
Like cultures represented.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
right.
that was really cool.
I think they did like a whole hallway for the Chinese New Year.
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
says right
little
there,
male
glow in the
cat.
park. Look at that guy. That's me.
What's up?
What's up? Hey, here with my friends. How you guys doing? What's up? I think you get into it too. Yeah,
That's me.
I like that picture. That
Oh,
was
I
really
love a
cool. It's like this
butterfly
giant
display.
butterfly display. Yeah. The
Park.
next thing we did was we went on a trip.
To Acton, California, near Santa Clarita, California, next to LA,
Yeah, it was
Los
really cool.
Angeles. And there was a lot of Joshua trees, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of Joshua trees, isn't it like Joshua trees are protected, right? So like
Yes.
I've known like one of our neighbors around the area had a Joshua tree on their land, and it was there when they bought the home. And at some point they built like really close to it, and the people didn't know. Like the people that the contractors that built didn't know about it, and she needed to like get it out to keep building.
Yeah.
And when she hired another contractor, the contractor's like, "Oh, that's illegal. Like, actually, the concrete you have around it is illegal, and the patio might be illegal too, because technically speaking, you can't build like a certain amount or around a Joshua tree, and you can't take it out." Like her plan was to like, "Oh, I'll just take it out then." It's like, no, these are protected trees. You can't like even touch them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like she can't do anything to her backyard because there's one Joshua tree in the backyard. That sucks, but it's kind of nice to
Yeah.
know that those kind of protections are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to preserve the wildlife. Keeps the actual ecosystem that's native there. Stay native.
When we went to Acton, there was a couple like animal sanctuaries and farms we wanted to. Originally, we kind of
Visit.
wanted to volunteer, but it's not something you can do unless you're like living there, I feel like.
I'm training there.
Yeah, so we went to visit. We paid for the visit, but we stayed at this really cool farm, and we met this guy. Do you remember his name?
Nelson.
Nelson. This
But
little
it's funny
fucker
because
right
I
here.
don't remember the actual owner's name, but I remember his freaking dog.
The
His dog
owner-
was a sweetie though.
Yeah, the owner was
The
really
owner was
cool.
great too. I think I was just super antisocial. Not because of them, but I think I was just tired.
Well, we naturally are introverted. I mean, I'm extroverted, like in terms of the stuff I'm passionate about and what I want to talk about. But like he mentioned, he was an author and he moved from like the desert to out here, and like he even had to go out there to like finish selling or like renting out a place that he had out there. And he seemed like he wanted to talk, but I also was like didn't know how to continue the conversation, and I didn't want to like my first instinct is, you want to come on my podcast?
Yes.
We'll talk for a long time, my friend. But like I don't want to rush into those kinds of conversations, obviously, so
Mhm.
I just don't say anything. And he seemed like he almost seemed like, oh, they're not interested in talking to me, so he like just kind of did his own thing.
Yeah.
But this was their dog, his and his girlfriend or wife, Nelson, and right at this moment he's actually eating a piece of turd.
Horse turd.
A horse turd, exactly.
He's so dang cute. He was a sweet. And then he came up to us and tried to lick us, huh?
He did.
Twinkle. Nelson's butt.
Yeah, Nelson's such a cool dog. Look at him.
So gorgeous.
You can't ask for a better looking dog than that. It's taking
Smart
care of the
dog.
animals. These horses are just like looking at us like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Oh, look at that.
He's so cute.
Oh my god. See, this
I
is
love
why
dogs.
I didn't want to. I was like, well, there's more dogs coming up.
Yeah.
We don't have to necessarily look at only dogs.
I forgot his breed name.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. There's a pony right there too.
The pony is so
forgot.
sweet.
Yeah.
But
It-
I think he had a procedure done. That's why
Yeah.
he was in there alone.
Yeah, he was in there alone because he had gotten a procedure done.
Oh, he's I think a cattle dog.
I noticed this.
Australian cattle.
Look at this. I think I made a. Oh.
I think you made an edit of that too. Where me and the horse just look like
Look
we
at
on
that.
something.
Yeah. You guys are both smiling. You guys are both smiling a lot. It was meant to be. I'm a horrible blogger, is what I realized during this trip. I'm not meant to be taking videos and talking to people about it or showing it to other people. Let's see, so there's a couple pictures I took of the horses. I feel like you might have taken some of these as well. You like-
Probably not as many as you, because I think I liked your camera more at the time, and I was the horse that got
no.
high.
So I didn't. The guy explained it to us, right? Like I had no idea that horses do this to get like some kind of sensation, like getting high. Like
Yes.
it releases some chemical into their brain.
That's what he said, that he likes. The horse was chewing on the wood, and he was all like saliva-y, and like I thought maybe like he had something stuck in his teeth, and like I told the owner, and he's just like, oh, he just likes to get high, and I'm like,
Interesting.
okay, and then like he just goes and like bats the nose away from the wood, like, bro, no, stop doing that, stop getting high.
And he just kept doing it.
Yeah, but it would be so hard to control that if it was like a huge problem. Like,
Yeah.
maybe it's gonna turn into it.
What
or
if he
maybe he
has,
already has them on something.
What if he has ADHD and that releases dopamine?
It might, yeah. Or it might release like a stress relieving chemical.
It probably is something of that nature. Like,
But I also like to chew stuff and
well, I
feel
mean,
the sensation, so I can understand him.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, chewing like crunchy stuff releases certain chemicals into your brain so like you can literally eat the same type of chips, same calorie intake, same flavor, same everything, but if they're not like crunchy, if one's like kind of like just bland, it's not really that crunchy even if it tastes the same, and one is crunchy, the crunchier one will release more of the chemical in your brain. Like that's kind of, I don't know if it's like dopamine or serotonin, it's one of the two, but it ends up just telling your body that it feels good. So that's why like a lot of people chew ice too, because it releases that same chemical, like the just crunchy, like
I like to chew ice.
that's probably why dogs chew bones too. Shit.
Yeah. Well, it helps them really stress too, because especially if they're like enclosed a lot, it helps like bring down that anxiety.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I could see that.
The horsey. Oh yeah,
he's
you
biting.
caught him.
Yeah.
I'm just
Look
like,
at
is he
Nelson.
okay?
He's trying to lick my pants.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's see if we
sweet.
catch him. There's a donkeys over here too. Look at you. You're so beautiful.
Thanks, Thanks, sugar.
You're welcome.
Look at the horses. They're so cool.
Oh,
And
what was this
then-
place called? We went there on our first day there, right?
Yeah, I think it was like something fusion.
It was so good. I honestly think like I would go back just sorry. I don't mean to make you look like that.
I look so dumb. He paused on a frame with me looking
Yeah.
like about to take a bite. I look like I'm gonna kill someone though. Like,
Yeah, I always forget about the audio listeners. So yeah, essentially this podcast is not going to be the most audio friendly.
and more visual.
Yeah, more visual.
More
but
for your TV as background noise.
for future reference, we are going to have Comfort as a Coffin every Friday. So that is definitely going to be a lot easier on the ears. Not so much giddy laughter.
And
Oh,
if
there
we
might
don't
be.
post, we apologize.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Let's move on to the next one. I was gonna say I would go back to I would go back to that place. Even just to go eat at that place, I would make the drive out. 'Cause
Yeah.
the food was phenomenal. The garlic noodles were amazing.
Oh, they were good. That's us.
Like I used to feel weird about looking at myself, and I like just laugh at myself now. I feel so like silly and fun, and I feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
feel
thing.
comfortable in my own skin. It's for the first time in a long time. I feel like. I think this is just a video of us driving out or into the farm. I'm obvious. It's not that interesting. We're about to see the cows. I think. I say. Oh yeah, it's like a year.
Ah, she's wearing a bow. I love
Aww.
her. They let me hug them, although like
Oh, that's so sweet. I want to hug it. Oh, that's an
look,
even bigger
that's
cow.
a big cow.
It's a big
I've
fucking
never
cow.
hugged a cow or been that close to like hug them. That they were huge.
I honestly did not hug the cow, and I regret it now. Looking at this picture, I feel like I.
You can sign up for cow therapy too.
Oh, they have cow therapy there.
Yeah, they have cow
Oh
therapy there.
shit! Round 2, baby.
Just for us.
Oh, I love all. We got to see a lot of animals there.
John Lewis.
John Lewis, this cow. What was the story?
So let me.
It's a little gruesome, but this is the kind of work that this certain place does.
He's in a good spot now, so just remember that. So he came from the slaughterhouse, John Lewis. So he did not actually. His mother brought him into the slaughterhouse in her belly because apparently
they don't check cows to see if they're pregnant.
They just check the weight.
They just check the weight. So the biggest cows, obviously at a certain age, get like slaughtered. So they have every now and then a cow that's pregnant that goes to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah. So the cow that's pregnant is pretty much put up for auction or for sale based on the weight. And if it has the biggest weight, that's the one that's most desirable. And then so this cow was pregnant and like giving labor right in line for the slaughter to be
I think, like, when they're
processed.
about to slaughter.
You're gonna cut out that slaughter part, but to be processed through the meat house. So she gave birth to him right in line, and that baby calf. What they do? What they have a deal that specific meat company has a deal with this farm that should any baby cows be born or any cow mother is pregnant, they get to take the baby cow with no issue.
And that was the story of John Lewis, essentially, right? Like
he was saved from the slaughterhouse.
But I believe they mentioned that he went through a rough time at the farm.
Yeah.
And they even went through like a disease that like he was just getting over, and now he's doing really well. So, yeah, it was really interesting to hear that stuff because I didn't know a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like I never would have imagined. Oh, wait, there's cows that give birth in the slaughterhouse, waiting to be processed. I just never thought that would be a thing. It's brutal. But look at this cow.
That cow was so sweet and sassy. Like she just moved around without caring about people there. So she almost laid down on a volunteer.
Imagine she just lays her ass down on someone and the person's just fucking like just in pain.
I think they sprayed like lemongrass oil on them or some sort of oil that was keeping the flies away, right?
It's like a
and it made them smell
not
better.
Cinnamon oil, but like peppermint oil. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you would go and hug them and you'd come back and you smelled like peppermint, but they did it to keep the flies away from them
and probably make them smell better.
Yeah.
And it probably doesn't affect them as much as other smells. Oh,
peacocks.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot their names. What's the farm animal?
Same here. I think there's a few videos.
Oh my god, and a little pig. Oh my god.
It's a big pig.
I love that.
I think he's the same one that was bullying, or was just walking around outside the fence. I think there's a video of that too coming up. Oh, look at that little pig.
Oh my gosh.
See, the llamas.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Or is it a sheep?
Did you say llama?
I did. I said llama.
I think it's a lamb.
Lamb
or sheep? Sheep. I might not know the difference, so I'll have to Google that.
And the turkey.
I wanted to pet him, but he looked like he was not willing to be petted.
No, he was in his own place for a reason, I think.
Oh, and this girl, she couldn't walk very well, so I think
she was attacked, right?
Oh my god! But she loved being petted. She displays herself there on that bench.
Yeah, honestly, that is that a goat?
Yes.
That goat looks like Satan. Like the head. That's what I would imagine Satan's head to look like.
Without the horns.
Or with the horns. But the ears look like horns, upside down horns, and yet it's so peaceful to think about it. Like, I feel like if some certain people heard me say that, they'd be like, I can't believe you're saying that. They'd be freaking out at just like the thought.
Yeah, but goats are really chill and peaceful.
Yeah, they are.
That's
a llama.
llama.
Alpaca?
Llama.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, I think that's a llama.
Oh, don't look at this. So, so that's us eating a vegan hot dog, and unfortunately, that whole trip, Steph, on this specific day, we ate nothing but vegan food for some odd reason. It just worked out that way because we were there, and then we ended up going to LA, and there was like a vegan pizza place where they sold it by the slice. Fine, a burger place that had some bomb ass food, which there might be some pictures of in here as well. And Steph did not have a good time that night and the next couple days.
So, we had the vegan hot dog. That one tasted like a vegan hot dog, and I think because it's like so.
I thought it was good.
He thought it was good, yes. And at the time, I thought it was good as well. And then looking back at it, I don't like looking at it because that same day I got food poisoning with the burger at the end, I think. And I don't know, maybe it was like the sauce they gave me because I know there was a difference in our food, like what type of flavor it was.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And also the milkshake. So,
well, the milkshake was a little, I'll be honest, and there's a picture of it here. Well, maybe let's get to it when we come across the picture. But the milkshake was not, I didn't want to say it because you were so excited. And when I drank it, I did not like the taste. I thought there was something weird going on with the taste. I was like, this ain't right. But if you like it, I'll watch you enjoy this.
it just tasted like a cake. So I'm just like, okay. And then afterwards, right when we were driving back, is when I started feeling the sweats and just feeling like gross and like it felt like it was stuck here. Like I couldn't just like digest anything. And it was just like, it was bad. I couldn't throw up. I wanted to. Like I was trying to force myself and I'm just like, it just did not.
I remember I felt helpless because I didn't know how to help you at all. So I was just like trying to make you feel comfortable, but there was really not much I could do. Thankfully, the very next day we ended up heading home. So, I mean, after the drive home, it was fine. And you did still take a couple days to recover, but yeah. But that same day we did go to the cat cafe.
Yes.
Look at that cat.
They had a vegan blueberry muffin there, and that one was good.
Oh, yeah, we had vegan food there too.
They're kidding.
They bit me.
That one scratched me. But I mean, I didn't know how to pet him how he wanted to, so I understand.
So as you guys can tell, this is a cat cafe. It was a really cool experience, actually. Like, it felt kind of weird being there.
And we saw 2 get adopted.
Yeah, we saw 2 cats get adopted while we were in there, which was really cool. And it wasn't even like 2 people that were there adopting it. It was like 2 people that it was 2 different couples that showed up already knowing what cat they were going to adopt. So they had probably been there in the past, and then they ended up like falling in love with one of the cats and then came back to adopt it.
That old one is the one who got adopted.
Aww,
one of them.
That's cool. He deserves it.
Yeah. Oh, he was sleeping. That guy. Anyone could pet him. He was like dead asleep. He's like, I'm fucking safe here. I'm on display.
There's cats everywhere.
Gosh, I love
that. I thought there was gonna be like a bunch of little girls, but it ended up being a bunch of adults.
Yeah.
Just like enjoying the cats. Oh.
You do have to make a reservation. But I think it was called Crumbs and Whiskers in LA.
Yeah. Crumbs and Whiskers. It was a really cool experience. We have probably a lot of videos from that. At first, there was like one cat that I really wanted to like try to play with.
Yeah.
And those girls kept hogging them. They kept just like grabbing them and taking them to a different area.
Yeah, you were playing with it and they just grabbed them and took them to their spot. Yeah. And I was like, okay,
it's like, all right, cool. I guess I'm not playing with that cat anymore. Yeah. Oh, look at all these cats that were adopted. This was in the bathroom. Yeah. I loved just seeing this. All the different names and all the different... Chadwick was on there.
Potato chip, bacon, Luke. Baguette, Luke.
Bruno. Olivia.
Benson.
Benson was on there?
No, I just said Olivia. My brain went to
Benson. Olivia Benson. SVU.
Cha-cha.
It's a lot of cats. I love seeing that all these cats were adopted.
Just goes to show there's a lot of cats who need homes.
I think there was more. Oh no. There was one thing at the end. I loved it seeing this. It says, write your ex's name in our litter box. And at the end of our month, our cats will all shit in it. There's so many names written in there.
Lots of names. I love that. Ask how to sign up for our newsletter. I love that.
That's a shake. That's a shake.
Remove it.
All right.
Tell me when it's gone.
Okay. That's a concert we went to, right?
Yeah.
We're super excited to watch a band called Cradle of Filth. But they're playing with Tiger Army and the main
Crowbot, Danzig.
Yeah, Crowbot and Danzig. Danzig was the main ticket. But Cradle of Filth had our attention because that's a band we've wanted to see since we were younger.
Yeah, I wanted to see Tiger Army, so that was good.
Yeah, it was really fun. So I think like the next big thing we did was we went to like an actual like a music festival. So this is an introduction we've wanted to make for a bit. This is Frank. You guys can find him on Instagram as Frank Goes Out, right?
Yes.
And he's a friend. He's a friend of a friend, and he's how we find our friends at festivals. So Steph's posing here with him. So as you can see, if you ever need to find your friends, oh look, can you spot Frank? He's right there. Yeah. Would you look at that? I know exactly where my friends are. Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yep. And Leo, your brother, was the bright one who came up with it, huh? When he went to Coachella, he's like, just
Frank
took
is
that
his
little
child.
blow up doll.
His brainchild and his child. All wrapped into one. I think people loved Frank too. Like, right, people kept coming up to him the whole time and asking to take pictures and asking and talking about him. So it's a perfect icebreaker. Low key, I felt like a creep, like recording people, but I wanted to just show the interactions that happen.
Yeah.
Because like literally these people just came out of nowhere and were asking to take pictures with my brother. Whatever.
That's his brother. Single and ready to
Who knows though? I don't know if he's single. I think
With men.
Would you like to say something to the camera? I love Frank.
Way to go, Frank. Save the day as usual. Look at that.
I'll like keep dancing.
Frank is getting it.
Yes. I got to dance too and jump around.
So if you're ever at a festival and you see Frank, feel free to go and say hi. Let him know we sent you, and you might get something for free. That's not a joke.
Maybe COVID. Oh, this is those glasses that we had, the refractive glasses. I just put it through the lens. I thought it looked pretty cool. That was dope.
Yeah.
I love those lessons. They help me a lot to not get so overstimulated with people around me.
Yeah, they kind of block out, like you can't really see people around you. You just can see the colors of the lights.
Yeah, it's really nice to like just stare at the lights while you have those on.
I think right here we're just waiting. I think we're talking.
Yeah.
Frank, is he coming to us?
Yeah, I think you wanted to.
Like, is he coming to us or are we coming to them?
Yeah, we're just watching him come to us.
Oh, this is a street fair we went to. I think this is like near the end of our time off.
Yeah.
Every time you happen to see a dog,
I always want to pet it.
I always have to be like, babe, that's not your dog.
No, you don't. You never stop me.
Well, I kind of do have to just keep that in mind. There's this one guy, he's playing music. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. That's really it. I mean, I think a lot of it, apart from like what we've shown here, a lot of it was finding time to work out, finding time to kind of communicate and, you know, have conversations that we should be having. And that alone is a lot to do, especially when you're trying to record a podcast. So time off really helped us just kind of find that balance. And it helped me because also going through the job change was needed and it was a lot easier with the break. So we're back and we're gonna keep rolling. Although if we do take breaks, which we will, we'll announce them ahead of time. But thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you, and thank you for making it this long and being entertained by our bullshit. And
if no one made it this long, it's totally fine.
We love you anyway.
I shouldn't throw it out there though. I'll catch you later. Was it pre-Tuesday comfort?
Happy Tuesday comfort.
Hopefully this was your pre-Tuesday comfort the rest of the week.
And the cleanser for this beginning day of the week.
Fridays are definitely going to be harder conversations, so stay tuned. Peace.